Hi everybody, welcome to WIR Wednesday, the weekly series where I talk about what I am currently reading and if I'd recommend it. This is my first WIR Wednesday in Texas, which is why I am outdoors and it is beautiful. And I have two cats hanging out with me. There's Oliver, he's one of them. Tango is right in front of me, so can't show you him. Also beautiful, all white. So, I am still working on Winner Take All by D.M.B. Samoyo. Haven't gotten much more progress. I've been really busy with my move down here, and this book is really complicated, so I haven't made a ton of progress. I'm working on it. I will finish this book, but I wanted something that wasn't super heavy and dense for my flight down here. So since I had two flights, and I was on planes basically from 5:30 until 10:30. And so I started hearing a bunch of wind. So one of the books I brought on the plane with me was Anna Karenina, which I know I talked about in my last WIR Wednesday, because it's one of my favorite books. Funny story, I was reading it on the plane, had it open on my lap, and the guy sitting next to me looked over and said to me, "Oh, is that the Pavir Volokonsky translation?" And that sounds really strange until you look at the cover, and yes, it is. That is the translation version that I have. Apparently, he had studied some Russian literature, not very much, but I'd read a little bit. He had started War and Peace and read some Dostoevsky, and that's about it. But so him and I got to talking about Russian literature, and then there was a family sitting in the row ahead of us, a father, a mother, and like a teenage daughter, and suddenly we hear, excuse me. The mother turns around and she goes, "I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but I heard you guys talking," and she holds up a like autobiography by Tolstoy, and we're like, what is happening here? So my flight from Chicago to Austin, we had 3 readers of Russian literature sitting right by each other, which is so cool. But Anna Karenina is one of my favorites. I'm still pretty close to the start of the book, but honestly, this book is interesting from the get-go. What amused me is, at the start of this book, they have the list of principal characters, and there are so many of them that back in the day when I first got this, I was drawing a family tree, because it gets very complicated. Once you understand patronymics and stuff like that in Russian language, culture stuff, it's a little easier, but this book can be confusing. I would absolutely recommend it to people, but know that because it is like an old book and very dense, it can be a little confusing, but it's good. The storyline is very good. There's a lot of like twist to it, a lot of romance in it. Rejected proposals and affairs and all this stuff kind of mixed in with a little bit of political stuff, because some of the main characters include a prince and then this guy who works very high up in the government. So it's neat. It's very interesting, and I would recommend you pick it up. And that's about it for this week's WIR Wednesday. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to subscribe to my channel and see all the rest of my videos as they're posted, just click the button right up here. Otherwise, check out my channel, see what you like. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day.